Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another book collection overview. Yeah, now these I've been meaning to do for quite a while, and I'm surprised I even found these, because I found these at a library book sale of all places, and it was one of those sales where it was literally fill a bag for $5. Can't beat that. So, what can I say? This character has been around forever. Sadly, there has only been one movie made about this character. And, God, we really need a sequel to it. I love the movie since I was a kid. And not only that, though, it shows something that we don't see in, movies anymore. Practical effects. What am I talking about? Well, I'm, of course, talking about Billy Zane in The Phantom, right here on the Media Files. Welcome back. So yeah, The Phantom, starring Billy Zane, based off the character created by Lee Falk. So you're saying to yourself, why is this a book collection overview when you only have just the one book? You're just showing the one book. No. Hang on a minute. We'll get to that. So, first of all, I kind of came across the title. All I saw was this, The Phantom. I'm like, I have no idea if that's what that is. Is it like a sci-fi? Is it like a military thriller? It could be anything. And once I looked at the cover and I saw that it had Billy Zane on the front of it as The Phantom, I'm like, dude, this is the novelization of the movie. And I'm like, dude, this is sweet. And I remember seeing trailer for this movie. This movie was awesome. And it has its own cheesy moments here and there, but, this is from the 90s, and you don't really see this director around hardly anymore. Directed by Simon Wincer, who, he kind of went on to do a lot of, TV westerns and whatnot, but this was kind of like one of his major, in major Hollywood movies. And not only that, though, Billy Zane did a great job in this film. And it was because of his performance in this movie is why he got picked to go to do a Titanic. And Billy Zane, he got asked recently if there was ever going to be a sequel, and he's like, I have no idea, but I do have an idea of what I'd like to do. Basically, another one of those passing down the torch type of movies, which would be awesome. I would love to see a sequel. You could call it, The Phantom, The Ghost Who Walks, or something like that, because that's kind of what his, his subtitle kind of is. So, speaking of The Phantom, I am surprised I found these, because I remember only owning one of these for the longest time, and I didn't even know what it was. So I'm kind of browsing around, and I kind of come across this, an author by the name of Lee Falk. I'm like, I kind of recognize that name. I know he created a superhero of some sort. I actually came across the entire novelizations, every single one of them, in literally almost perfect condition. I'm surprised that they are still in this good a condition as they are. I found the original Phantom novels. Yeah. Written by Lee Falk, and look at this artwork. And not only that, though, look at the spine. The spine's like they've never been read. Yeah, speaking of red, look at that. You don't see that hardly anymore, do you? You don't see the pages themselves a different color. But, God, look at the artwork behind it. All that. I mean, you got so many different novels in it, and look at this. This is something you don't ever see hardly anymore. A book price for 39 cents. You don't ever see that hardly anymore at all. Now, let's see here. Now, for this book, I believe this is, this right here, I kid you not, this is actually written in 1972. This actually is if you can read it, a first print edition. I'm like, holy crap. That might be worth something. And I'm definitely not selling. No way. Not with these things. Because I keep these things in a glass case. Yeah, these things stay in a glass case away from sunlight, and I just keep them up really high. I don't have to worry about it. They're all covered with other stuff in front of them. So up next, we have book number 2. The reason why I know it is because if you look up here in the upper right-hand corner, they are numbered. Yep, so the first book was number 1, The Story of the Phantom. So up next, we have The Slave of Mukar. Yeah, look at that artwork. That's just something you don't see. Like, I'm going to be saying that over and over and over again. But good luck if you can find these, because these are old school novels. I mean, really old school. So up next, we have book number 3, The Scorpia Menace. Yeah, look at that. None of that, though. We have, we got the Phantom there, and we also get introduced to Diana Palmer. Up next, we have book number 4 in The Veiled Lady. Yeah, look at that artwork. Isn't that awesome? Such great artwork. I mean, it totally reminds you of like those old school paintings and stuff like that you would see in the old Conan the Barbarian adventures and stuff like that from the 30s. Up next, we have book number 5 in The Golden Circle. Yeah, now mind you, a lot of the cover art that's on the front here is also on the back, which is actually kind of cool because they kind of take out certain things and whatnot, and they kind of specify whatnot, different like character moments or what have you. So up next, we have book number 6, The Mysterious Ambassador. Yeah, I mean, now I don't know if that might be just a tiny bit dirty, or if that's actually just how it's supposed to look. Yeah, it's actually how it's supposed to look. Okay, but yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that this is, I believe, let's see, yeah, yeah, I believe all of these books are actually first prints, which is kind of rare. You don't ever see stuff like this because the spines all look like this. They're not specified. This is kind of how spines used to look back in the day. So up next, we have book number 7. We have The Phantom in The Mystery of the Seahorse. Yeah. Now, what I love about this is that what they did with the back of it, that looks like something that you would see out of like an old school poster art, from like Drew Struzan or something like that. Those old school type of posters. So up next, we have book number 8 in The Hydra Monster. Yeah, look at that. You got him taking on the Hydra Monster there. You got your gangs, your villains down there at the bottom, but the back cover, it's like a zoomed in, picture of it, which is awesome with the guns and all that stuff. So up next, we have book number 9 in Killer's Town. Yeah. Look at that Phantom there sitting in his chair. I love that chair shot in the movie because, especially when you see the trailer, you're not expecting it. He's just sitting there waiting. The sun's beaming down on him. But yeah, I mean, this one's a little bit shorter, but what can I say? I mean, you cannot find these hardly at all. Now, sadly, this one here is probably the most messed up one, unfortunately. What can I say? I got lucky. It's good enough to me, but I mean, I would hopefully one day I could find a better copy of this. But we have book number 10 in The Goggle-Eyed Pirates. Yeah, you can tell it's a little bit rough there on the cover, a little bit faded. But hopefully one day, if I can find a much better edition of this, I'll definitely keep this aside as a backup. Now, this one, this is one that I owned a while ago. This one's still a little bit of rough shape, but it is book number 11. And this one actually was in better shape than the one that I had. I am talking about the Womp Rats. Yeah, it's a little bit messed up down here in the bottom. A little scruffed up there. But overall, still, what can I say? Still pretty good shape for what it is. Up next, we have book number 12 in The Vampires and the Witch. Yeah. Look at that, kind of creepy, getting into your, looks almost like Dracula, kind of, a little bit. You know what I mean? Looks kind of weird, but whatever. What can you say? So up next, we have book number 13 in The Island of Dogs. Yeah. Kind of like, almost looks like the Phantom Goes to Space, kind of. And that guy kind of looks like Hugo Drax a little bit down there from kind of Moonraker, sort of. What can I say? Gotta love that artwork. Up next, we have book number 14 in The Assassins. Yeah, now I wonder if this is actually part of the Singh Brotherhood that kind of was kind of used a little bit for the movie, a little bit. That's kind of what it looks like, a little bit, because I think they used part of the... I'm not sure if they actually used any of the novels for the story. I'll have to do some research on that, but still, though, great condition for what it is. And finally, we have the final book written by Lee Falk of The Phantom. We have The Curse of the Two-Headed Bull. Yeah. Look at that. 15 novels. And the funny thing is, you look at it, it's kind of hard to tell, but there kind of really is no Phantom, but there is. So it's kind of hard to tell, but he's in disguise there inside the trench coat. You can tell because he's got the little purple thing sticking out, and also his wolf friend there. So yeah, what can I say? Very, very awesome stuff. Very rare stuff. What can I say? It's stuff that I'm never going to get rid of. If I do ever get rid of it one day, it's going to be at one of those book collection video things, or if I take it to like one of those auctioneer things that sell stuff like this for a really good price, then I will sell it. But that's definitely not going to be for a long time. Very long time. Actually, you know what? Speaking of which old books, hang on a second. Right back. So, speaking of old books, this is kind of a brief bonus of another character, the Shadow. Now sadly, this is the only book I have out of this, and I had no idea, but there are actually 26 books in that series. And I would love one day to get them all, just like the Phantom ones, but I do have The Death Tower from The Shadow, written by Maxwell Grant, and you can tell it's still in pretty decent condition. I found that also at the same sale as that. But yeah, what can you say? That's rare stuff, folks. That's very, very rare, especially when you find them all in really, really good condition like this. They were like just sitting out there, and I'm like, that looks kind of old schoolish. Boom, right there. So yeah, that basically completes this book collection overview. Yeah, if you would like to see more of those, let me know in the comments. I do have several books. I have loads of Tom Clancy, Stephen King. Stephen King's one of my favorite authors, by the way. Star Wars, some Star Trek. They're all over the place. Yeah, so with that, to please like and subscribe. Click that notification bell. That way you'll know when I get a video uploaded. And on top of that, please, write a comment down below. I'll get back to you. And with that, I'll see you in the next review, overview, update, whatever it is that posts. I'll see you later.